Hey guys, White Cheddar here. Today, we're going to talk about reactors in the First Descendant and everything you need to know about these bad boys. Alright, so let's go over a couple of them. Right away, the reactors can come in common, which I don't have one because you stopped getting those blues. These purples, which are considered rare, and then the ultimates, which are these gold ones that are really good. So when they start dropping, something you want to take note of every time you see one is the elemental type they are. Every Descendant comes with an ultimate type, like Ultimate Lepic here is fire, and then like Freyna is poison, and Bunny is lightning, and Balbi is non-attribute. Usually you could tell that by just going to one of their skills and it says non-attribute there. You can see what element a reactor is just by looking at it, but like without clicking anything, by just a visual representation of it. This is something I didn't realize in the beginning of the game, and I feel kind of dumb not knowing it, but I think I'm not the only one here that just didn't realize. So like these ones right here, you can tell this is a fire one. It's red. It's got a little fire on it. This is an ice one. It's got kind of like a little diamond ice on it. This is non-attribute. It's just, it looks like this smooth gyro ball, like when you're at the arcade, you play monkey ball on that like ball thing. That's what that looks like to me. And then there's the lightning one. Obviously two little lightning bolts, and a green one has a little toxic and also shows the attributes in the top right corner. It's just something I didn't notice when I was playing, and I was using the complete wrong reactor for a long time. And while using the complete wrong reactor, it affects a lot of your character stats. So when you're looking at a reactor, let's go ahead and throw on one of these red ones. This is a good example here. So here I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for Lepic in particular, the fire skill power boost ratio and the tech skill power boost ratio. If I want to see what type of skills I have for my current Descendant, I go over here. I can see the grenade is tech, the overclock is singular, the tractor grenade is singular, and overkill is tech. So I'm looking for a fire and tech reactor for this character. So when I go back, I see I have both of those ticked off, fire and tech. So you can get ones that say fire and dimension or fire and fusion. It's just going to depend on what Descendant you're looking at. So that's going to increase our skill power and sub attack power. Sub attack power is just your melee. Skill power is really what makes these things really good, because it makes all your abilities actually do damage. Something here is right now we're getting a bit of a boost, only by 0.2 times from those two skill power boost ratios. The big one we always want to make sure we're ticked on is optimization condition. And this one, the purple one's really easy to meet. You need a launcher weapon equipped for this in particular one. So as long as you have that weapon equipped, which will go here, and I always try to keep one of just about everything. Like I got a handgun here, I got a shotgun here, I got a beam rifle. Like as I was leveling up, I was kind of keeping about like this going the whole time. Like there's my submachine gun, like a big machine gun, assault rifle, hand cannons. You could have a couple if you like them, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. As long as you got one, so you can swap them on the whim. But I'll equip my launcher here. And I could look, and now it's ticked off. So once it is checked, you can see compared to the shotgun one, all these stats go way down. Like this shows way down, but that's how much it went up actually, because I actually equipped a launcher. So if I equip this and look at it now, it'll tell me a huge 9,000% there, or 9,000 damage there. And if I unequip this launcher, but if we look at the launcher one, it's still a little bit of a boost, probably from its sub skills there. The skill critical hit damage is really good, and the skill duration up is really good. But yeah, really, when you get these, just try to match definitely the top one if you can. The skill power boost ratios aren't as big of a deal, but come late game, or if you want the best output, definitely try to get those both on whatever one you want. And then the next type is the ultimate ones. And these ones are a lot stronger, way stronger. Like I don't even have the correct weapon technically equipped at the current moment, the Thunder Cage for this one. And it already is giving me a huge boost, but these give a massive boost. And something to keep in mind about ultimate reactors is that it says here Thunder Cage mounting. That means you have to be using that weapon currently. You have to have it in your hand, or you don't get the full 160% boost. So if let's say you're running a boss, you switch weapons, like you just swap to your secondary, you're not going to have that full boost to your skills. Your weapon will still be fine, but your skills won't be. So you want to switch back to your Thunder Cage so you can start laying into the boss with all of your abilities. The thing about purples that makes them really handy is you just have to have that weapon type equipped. So like this one here, the launcher again, as long as I have it on this bar here, I'm still getting the full boost from the reactor, even if I'm holding this gun, even if I'm holding this gun. And that's where the ultimates, they're good, they're really good, but if you're running a build where you've got to switch weapons or you're doing a boss fight that can be fairly long, it might be worth looking into getting a really solid purple reactor that you can sit back and utilize it without having to run the specific ultimate weapon. For instance, like I have an Enduring Legacy one here. I don't own that weapon yet, but when I do, I have a decent reactor for it. So I can see here, now that I have the Thunder Cage equipped, it does a lot more damage. And if I look back at that launcher one, even though I still have a launcher equipped, I'm still getting an extra boost of 2,000 to 3,000 power to each of my skills. The next thing really to look for, you won't have to worry about this early game, but late game, are the extra abilities at the bottom. Like this one's not optimized as much as it could be. Lepic doesn't have a fusion skill power boost ratio. I'm looking at the very bottom there in purple. And the skill critical hit rate is really good. I'm trying to hit a lot of crits. So this one works really well, but you could also get ones that increases more of your melee damage. This one has a way less skill cost reduction. There's additional damage when attacking certain types of enemy factions or Colossus. There's a lot to look at. Usually though, don't worry about it in the early game till you get to Endgame. Like you can even get ones, I don't think I have one currently, but you can get, yeah, like this one here. It's a toxic one, but in its bonus stats, it says electrical skill power boost ratio, but that doesn't help your Descendant at all when it comes to this one in particular for Freyna, because she doesn't have any electric skill power boost. So technically that's just a dead stat on there. And there's no way to re-roll these stats, you just have to get a drop for them. So here I want to show you the difference between having a reactor that actually helps you and one that doesn't. I have a reactor that is for non-attribute, it boosts non-attribute, maybe the only thing there is skill critical rate. I'm not getting any bonuses from this at all. So when I throw a grenade, 54,000 damage. But if I go here and I switch to my Thunder Cage one, here we are, and I throw a grenade, we're looking at 118,000. So it's about double damage just from having the correct reactor on. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about reactors. There's not a whole lot to know, but when you do know those few things, it'll go a long way to help you get through some of that early content if you didn't realize like I did. I was so weak in the beginning because I was using the incorrect reactors and I couldn't kill enemies. I just was leaning on my Thunder Cage. But once you get the correct reactors, you start flying through it. And there's multiple ways to farm these reactors in hard mode. It's pretty easy. You open up the map. I'll just show you real quick here. You open up the map and see difficulty level rewards. This unlocks once you beat the game and you unlock hard mode. But you click this and you can see all of the reactors here. And I like to sort by the types, so I want to fire one. And the impact rounds, high powered rounds, general rounds, this is the type of weapon that the reactor will roll with the mounting on. So like if I want to know the Thunder Cage one, I'm looking at the general rounds here because it is a general round weapon. But if I wanted a reactor with a high powered rounds like the launcher from this current season's battle pass, I would look at this one. And then the next thing you want to look for is what type of ability you want to boost. For me, it was tech because that involves Lepic's special move and his grenade. So this one right here, if I was trying to get more Thunder Cage fire reactors to try to get a better roll on those extra stats, this is what I would run. But again, this is something you only have to worry about once you hit hard mode. So I wanted to do this, I would just click it here, it would show me the area, and by completing these objectives and killing enemies in this zone, they drop really fast, by the way, I can start to try to get the reactor I really want and really min-max this build and this character's build. Depending on the character you have will depend on what exactly you want for your reactors. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please drop a like, subscribe, follow, whatever you want to do. Leave a comment, let me know if you liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.